what is going on with the Playboys. What's going on out there in the land of YouTube? We're just YouTubing here for a minute. As you guys know, when I go to these cop shops, I like to make sure that I go live, just to make sure that in case they decide to snatch me up and rush me off to a dungeon, that at least people will know where I'm at, so that I don't have to live in that dungeon any longer than I have to. Did everybody hit the like button? Do me a favor, hit that like button, and then drop down in that comment section. OTVO, overturn Terry versus Ohio. So, once again, I am back at Las Vegas Metro Police Department, and we are going to serve Mr. Wallace's lawsuit. This is the summons, so I got right there. This is from Mr. Floyd Wallace today, so we will be serving him today. What's up, Mikey? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Says you wish to file a police report, obtain police records. Oh, okay. There's that there. Here we go here. Okie dokie.
Yeah, I'll just wait down here. Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, I don't know why she's not.
I thought she's not. I didn't know.
Okay.
Thanks. It is a story. It's just. Oh, yeah, you pulled it over.
Pretty sure those are the same badges as the 1704 South Carolina slave catchers. It's a replica badge. It's the exact same badge. I think that's the original slave catcher badge, the exact same form as that one.
Oh, wow.
Pretty sure 1704 is the first police in America, South Carolina slave catchers, and I'm 99% sure that that badge is the exact replica of it. Yeah, Las Vegas keeps it. So does a department in Texas, same slave catcher badge.
Oh,
Nice.
Yep.
yes, sir.
How you doing today, sir? Thank you for your service. Appreciate you volunteering. It's really nice of you. I want to serve a summons to the Las Vegas Metro Police Department for 3 different police officers. This one right here. Here are these 3 summons. Here's 1, 2, 3, and here's the piece of paper. Oh, I guess you don't take it. I was here last time. Volunteers don't take this paperwork. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. You guys, let me know. I'll stand right over here, so I'm not in your way. Okie dokie, pokey smoky. So this one right here, which I think, I can't remember if this is the same Torres, but this one's Kristen Torres, and then this one's Corey McCormick, and then this one is for Jason Shoemaker. So those are the 3 coppers who are getting summonses today. And see, the thing about this lawsuit here is, it's on camera. Everything's on video. So, I don't understand how the state can continue to get dismissals and win lawsuits when everything's on camera. Kind of drives me crazy, to be honest. I don't really understand it. I don't really understand how they keep getting away with it when everything's on camera. It's a little bit annoying. How you doing?
She needs to get the lady on the phone and give the name.
Oh, okay, sure. I understand. So for the 3 coppers, it's Jason Shoemaker, Corey McCormick, and the third one's Christian Torres. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I gotta use the right door.
Did anybody ever look that up? Because I think.
No worries, I'm okay.
Did anybody look up what the 1704 South Carolina slave catcher's badge looks like? I didn't look it up.
Thanks to him too.
Okay, thank you very much.
Take care, guys. Take care, bro.
I've got a gentleman here with
That's a summons.
Yeah.
Okay, the first one is Christian, Torres, Torres.
Yeah, and then here's so for my people who live in Vegas, right? Love you guys, right? Love you guys, but I just don't see how putting Vegas strong with a blue stripe on the flag, I don't see how that does anything for the Mandalay Bay guy who killed a bunch of people. I don't see how saying Vegas strong when 50 some odd people were killed and then flying a blue terror flag. I don't really understand how this, and here's the thing, just so you know, when you walk in the door right here, when you walk in the door, there it is. You walk in the door and you get a blue terror stripe. Like we don't like it. Like we don't like it. People don't like it. And then, I told you guys what this is about, right? You can get one of these plates for $35. You pay $35 in Nevada, and you get a plate with the blue stripe on it. And what that does is it makes it so that, coppers know that you're giving money to the policeman's fund, That is me. I am Jose DeCastro. I already signed it.
Okay?
All righty.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Okay,
Thanks.
What's that mean?
she'll be down.
Okay. What does that mean? What do you mean?
She's coming down.
Oh, I thought.
See you.
Oh, I thought you asked me what something means. I was just like, okay, cool. Okay, right. Cool. All righty. I'm sure you guys, if you follow my channel, you already know that I don't really like to. I don't really film the office people. I don't really film the people behind the glass. Now I did in Ironton, Ohio, because they were so terrible. But for the most part, I don't really film the people who work in the buildings. The way I see my job is I'm supposed to take on the cops face to face. I'm supposed to take them on. What I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to use my skills to take on the tip of the spear. They are the tip of the spear for the government to steal our money, and I'm the tip of the spear for the resistance. So I don't really film inside, I see the trend going on. I see some of the biggest people who started off, I'm not gonna mention any names, but there's a few people who they now just go and film inside of restaurants or businesses, and then the people inside the restaurants or businesses get triggered, and then they call the cops, or they come outside triggered, and then I just don't see how that is taking on the system. I understand it's a part of a necessary part of it, but I see my job as different. How about that? That way the people who run around going to restaurants and banks and post offices and filming, there's a place for that for sure. I just don't see that as being my role. I see my role as a little bit more head on, face to face. All righty, let's see what we got here. Oh, no, that's not my person. That's not my person. That is not my person. Drain the swamp, it's exactly correct. But the problem is if you elect a billionaire or the son or daughter of a politician, whether it be a Republican or a Democrat, or you elect a billionaire or a billionaire's kid, you're gonna get the same ish. It's so funny, we had Trump for 4 years and the policing was never worse. It was never worse than Trump in office. Now, don't get me wrong, Trump had some good ideas, sure. I like that he's a strong man. I like that he didn't take us to war. But remember domestically how bad we were. Do you remember how bad remember he told police to put him in the car and don't be so nice about it? Remember that? And then George Floyd happened. Do you remember that? Remember the riots? So we elected a billionaire who was never a peon. He was never a peon. The reason why I will change things as governor is because I'm a peon. I'm just like you. I don't have any teeth. I got teeth coming in. I'm getting teeth put in my head, And then I remember Trump's back the blue rallies, just like Ron DeSantis is back the blue rallies. And if you guys are unfamiliar with Supreme Court, if you're unfamiliar with what the courts have done, The 1939 case of Miller versus United States, based on the 1929 St. Valentine's Day Massacre, which is again based on Prohibition, when that case got to the Supreme Court to uphold the 1934 National Firearms Act, it was pressed through by who? Conservatives, conservative Supreme Court judges. They stripped us of our gun rights in 1939. If you really want to know when it happened, that's when it actually happened. When the Supreme Court said that your gun rights are limited. And who was it? A conservative Supreme Court appointed by people on the right. So I don't know how people are so gung-ho to vote for a Republican or gung-ho to vote for a Democrat. Yeah, Trump did a shitty job, dude. He did a shit job. I'm sorry. He benefited the billionaires for sure. Gave them huge tax cuts for sure. What about you? He tried to kill Julian Assange, tried to have him assassinated, tried to have Edward Snowden extradited to put in prison. Bro, these are freedom fighters. I don't understand this blind allegiance to a billionaire who only worked for the rich. I don't get it. And then on the flip side of that, you have Joe Biden, who's a globalist that wants to take us into a one world order, who is all the way in with Dr. Fauci and his tyrannical garbage that he's been doing since the AIDS virus in 1980. So, you know, I don't understand people who continue to back Republicans and Democrats or a billionaire. If you vote for a Democrat or Trump doesn't rock, dude. Trump sucks. Sorry. He was in for 4 years. Remember when Trump did the debates with Hillary and said, you've been in government your whole life. Why didn't you change these things? He was so spot on right. Then he got in there, and did we get rid of Terry versus Ohio? Or did he say back the blue and hurt more people? I mean, for you guys who follow my channel, besides the troll haters, for you guys who follow my channel, they're like, Trump. Dude, he literally told cops to beat on us. He literally tried to say, take the guns and then give them due process. I mean, I have to hold my nose to consider Robert Kennedy Jr. because he's running as a Democrat. I wish he'd run as an independent. But if you really break down the electoral college, right? If you break down the electoral college and you think about this, because I've thought about, you know, how high I could go in government, especially after I win the governorship. But I'm gonna run on a third-party ticket. I'm not gonna run yeah, RFK is a gun grabber too. That's the worst part. I don't know if I'll be able to vote for him. I haven't voted for a Democrat or Republican since 2008. So I don't know if I'll be able to do it. I don't know. I just, every time I see the word D or the word R, you know. But if you're a peon and you support Trump or Biden, bro, pull your head out of the sand. You're asleep. Your vote does mean something. Your vote absolutely means something. It absolutely means something. Your vote means a lot. That's why I always vote, even if I know that the vote I'm casting isn't going to be for someone who's going to take the office. I was patiently waiting. I was patiently waiting my turn to is the lady coming? Is she not coming? You know, it's the political talk is almost unwinnable, because as soon as you start to talk about politics, you got people who are so like dyed in the wool that they're this or they're that, and they completely forget that they're an individual with individual needs. They forget about their family, what their goals are. They just vote for somebody because they're like, oh, this guy's the best, but they're not. They're specifically not. They're just not. There's no specific plan for the peons. There's only a plan for the super rich. That's the only. Mr. Johnson? That was Mr. Johnson again. They only have plans for themselves. They only have plans to give tax cuts to the super rich, to create a one world government. I mean, look at Biden right now. Hawaii is a mess, and we're putting together an $18 billion package for Ukraine. if you're not disenfranchised, why aren't you? How come you're not? I mean, it's a fair question. Let's see what happens here. Let me see if I'm gonna get a name here. Hey, how you doing? Nice to see you. Look sharp, dude. Nice. I do. Let me put my camera down.
Have you grab it all, and then also I'll give you my card, so
Thanks.
you can see that you...
Let me just get your face on camera so I know who you are. There. What's your name, man?
Sergeant Marty.
Mr. Marty?
Yep.
My pleasure.
And here's a card, too.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't agree with ranking systems, so I don't call
That's
you.
okay.
I don't call
Yeah,
you guys
no,
brothers.
you
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't think it helps anything as far as freedom. And then I just I need to write your. Do you have a pen on you? Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Okay. And this is going to be 400. Move these flowers just real quick here. I'll put them right back up there. The summons. What's your last name, Marty?
Marty, M-A-R-T-Y.
What's the first name?
Jorge, J-O-R-G.
Jorge Marty. Latino.
Yep.
Me llamo Jose Maria. Let's do the summons on. Suitable designation. And mail the copy of the individual mailing address. I serve the summons. Jorge, I think I put in the wrong name, but I don't think it really matters. Jorge Matties, return the summons because, boom, boom, boom. Okay, cool, so there's, I need this one. And then, just copy this one again. How'd you get a last name like Marty with a first name like Jorge?
No idea. Given to me at birth.
Okay, there's that, and then one more here. I serve the summons to Jorge Marty. You know, you guys don't really get sued that much. You guys hardly, you know what I mean? Hardly ever happens, which is just, now I keep this part here, right? And I turn this in, and then I give you these summons right here. I give you these summons for.
Thank you so
I
much.
think so. There we go. You got it in your hands.
Yep,
That's all I
I'm
need
right
now.
there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Please take your pen.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. Well, I won't steal your pen. Take care, guys. Thank you. Appreciate your time today. They always bring a copper. They always bring a copper. Thanks for your time today. I appreciate it. Have a nice day. There it is. Yeah, and let me just be clear here. I have the same amount of heaping for Joe Biden. Worse, Joe Biden is the one who pioneered the new era of civil asset forfeiture and criminal asset forfeiture when he was the senator out of Delaware, and he also was the one who helped set up the for-profit prison industrial complex. But it was Reagan had already done a lot of the legwork. But then what Joe Biden did is he passed legislation that said that you had to serve all your time in prison, 100% of your time federally. If you got sentenced to 14 years, you would do 14 years in prison. He's the one that created mandatory minimum sentencing. So Joe Biden is a total piece of total piece of garbage. Total piece of garbage. I mean, it's unbelievable what a piece of garbage is. And I don't know if this car actually runs. They always have this car out here. It's always this car. Yeah, you remember that when they put different sentences for cocaine and crack? You guys remember that? Different sentences for cocaine and crack. One sentence for this one sentence for that one. Two different sentences. If you smoke crack, you would do a lot more time. Yeah, and Biden is just the current loser in the White House. But we have had a string of loser after loser after loser in the White House. I mean, I mean, to be honest with you, look, you know, I didn't come here to be liked. I came here to change things. So, you know, if you don't like me because I point the truth out, then that's fine. But I don't understand the entire Trump delusion. He didn't do anything for us peons. He didn't do anything for us. We are peons. You and me, us, we're peons. Trump didn't do anything for us. He told the cops to beat on us and hurt us, and then said, take the guns and then give them due process. He banned bump stocks, which then gave the ATF executive authority. Who does ATF work for? The executive branch of government. Right now, there's a guy in prison, a famous YouTuber. He's in prison right now because Donald Trump did the bump stock ban. I'm just laying out the facts for you. I'm laying out the facts, like the absolute total facts. No, I'm not gonna drive. I'm gonna sit here for a couple minutes. I'm gonna sit here for a couple of minutes. Couple of momenticos. Couple of momenticos. Couple of momenticos. Yeah, so I don't understand the infatuation with no, that's absolutely false. Didn't he raise taxes on normal people? No, he actually gave a benefit to rich people and taxed the middle class and the poor more. It's a terrible, terrible, terrible. So just so you guys know, you know, I mean, like, look, I have, what, 300,000 subscribers about, right? And if the people here were attacking the Las Vegas Metro Police Department, I would turn on my camera and say, stop attacking a building. Stop it. If you're there for me, you're not doing me any favors. Stop attacking a building. And that's what Trump should have done. That's what he should have done. I'm sorry. If that's too much of a truth for you to take and you're like, I can't stand Chille because he tells the truth, he should have stopped it. He should have stopped that whole thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. The FBI had a big hand in it. The FBI has been an evil, evil, evil empire since their inception. So we've had a lot of problems with the FBI since the beginning. You know, I just, you know, and by the way, just so you guys know, you know, at the presidential level, you know, it's like at the presidential level, we don't even get to choose. I mean, we vaguely get to choose governors and senators, if that. But at the federal level, they just tell us, here's your candidates. Which one do you want? We get the illusion of choice. And I have such a hard time with it. I just think that's why I can't vote for Republicans and Democrats for president, because they're so terrible. And listen, don't get me wrong. I have thought about if I could be king for the day, right? The thing is, though, is I can't run as a Republican or a Democrat. And then the Electoral College requires 270 electoral votes to become president. So then if you run on a third party ticket and you actually split the ticket and you get, you know, 125 votes, 100, let's say you get 180 votes. You can't win. You can't win the 270 votes needed to win the presidency. And so then what happens is it then goes to the House of Representatives, and the Speaker of the House will pick who the president is going to be. And it's not going to be the third party who's like, we're going to get rid of law enforcement and get peace officers in here, and we're going to go to digital, and we're going to change the way, we're going to change punishment to education. And granted, it may be an incarcerated education, but you will get educated. And when you leave there, we're not going to put a scarlet letter on you. Like, there's no felony removal program. So which one of the leaders running for president, Biden or Trump or Robert Kennedy Jr., has floated the idea of a felony removal program? Imagine that you don't have to be a felon for the rest of your life. Could you just imagine that? Listen, right now, currently, I mean, I got to research RFK's guns policy a little bit more to see if he's going to try to strip us our guns. Because that's the thing. Here in America, we cannot let our guns get stripped. We cannot let our guns get stripped away. We can't. We cannot let our guns get stripped. If they strip our guns, we are dead. We're dead in the water. We're dead in the water. You know, it's crazy. It's really crazy. It's all an illusion of choice. K20 said it. It's all an illusion of choice. Yeah, I've been, I don't know what his gun policy is. I haven't even looked at it yet, but I just, you know what I mean? you said you should, however, you want some people to have to take tests to get their guns? I don't think so, my friend. I don't think so. I don't think so. You know, there hasn't been a single gun law that stopped a mass shooting in America. There hasn't been a single gun law that changed anything as far as people were going to kill somebody. Like, I'm not a psychopath. I mean, you know, we all like to think that if we got terminal disease and we were for sure going to die, we're going to take a bunch of people out with us. And that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. When you get, you know, from what I understand, I did a little research on this when I was doing the psilocybin research. Apparently mushrooms, magic mushrooms, are a really good thing for people who are going through terminal cancer, terminal disease where they're going to die. Apparently, I've read a little bit about them. I'm very well, thank you for asking. And so, from what I understand, when you find out that you're terminal and you're going to die, what you actually want to do is you don't want to get your, you know, go get a rocket launcher and start taking on, you know, Cincinnati. It's just not true. When you find out you're terminal, a lot of times people just want to get their affairs in order, touch base with people who they've known and loved their entire life, and yeah, that's what they want to do. You know, they don't want to be a psychopath and go around and start shooting people and killing people, and it doesn't make any sense. I used to smoke weed. I don't smoke right now because I just had this tooth taken out, so I haven't been able to smoke any weed in a couple of weeks. Right there, see that tooth? I'm getting a new tooth put in there, so I don't really have any kind of, like, you know, I'll show you guys anything. I don't give a damn. Because, I mean, everything about me has been found out. Anything I've ever done in my whole life, people have made full videos about. Like, you name it. You name it. I mean, I want the pictures of my 20s to start showing up. Where are the pictures of me when I was in my early 20s and I was just in the best shape ever? I've seen the pictures where I look like hell, you know? But can someone find the pictures where I was looking good? So yeah, I got this tooth and then these two teeth. You guys know these two teeth are fake. These teeth broke off. That's a flipper. It comes all the way out. But I'm not, you know, I got in tons and tons of fights and scraps, and this bone up here was broken long ago. And when I finally got a little over 40, my teeth just wouldn't stay in the bone. So now I'm gonna get an implant put in and get a bone stick in there. As a matter of fact, tomorrow morning, I have an appointment to get my stitches out. Everybody has terrible teeth. In America, if you don't have an excess amount of cash, you're screwed. You're totally screwed. And just so you guys know, I have been screwed for so many years now. I've had a flipper since 2019, and it's 2023. You know what I mean? It's like, and you know, it is what it is. Look, am I supposed to feel like embarrassment or something? I don't, because there's nothing I can do about it. You know, I don't have two teeth right here. There's nothing I can do about it. What was embarrassing is one time when I was in Ironton, Ohio, and I was ranting and raving into camera before I got this new flipper, my teeth like popped out of my face, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. But then I was embarrassed for like, I don't know, a half a second. And then I was like, oh, I'm human? Yeah, you're human. You're a human being. Yeah, you're human. Oh, you're flawed? Yeah, you're flawed. You're not perfect. Oh, okay. Okay. If I'm not perfect, then I guess I can keep going. You know what I mean? If I'm not perfect, then I guess but you know, the thing is while I've been on the YouTubes now for almost 2 years, a year and a half on June 19th. So I'm a year and 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, something like that. You know, I haven't been embarrassed about anything that's ever come up that I've ever done in my entire life. I don't have any shame for anything I've ever done because I haven't done anything too bad. You know, there's no weeping babe. There's no one who lost their life savings, you know. So while this intense investigation went on to try to paint me bad in some way, it just didn't. It never took. It never took. I mean, granted, I felt bad a few times dealing with all the hatred and stuff like that, but now I'm like, I've already gone through I got more death threats today, did I tell you that? I took screenshots of them. I got a few death threats today. 3 to be exact. So I love that. When I get the death threats, man, I know I'm really striking a chord. I was like, is it the blue cop bit? Because you guys see my blue cop bit where I dressed up and I got in front of the blue. I got the blue cop bit. So I got a death threat. I think I got it. Here, I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you. I got a death threat. Jeff hates pigs. Jeff hates pigs. Jeff hates pigs. What's going on, Piggy? What is going on? Jeff hates pigs. I'll show you. I took a screenshot of at least one of the death threats. Oh yeah, packages shipped today. Anybody who ordered a t-shirt over the weekend, I shipped it today. I got everything done today that I had to get done. But with that being said, I'll show you the death threat. Let me show you the death threat, so you guys can see you guys can see the death threat. Where is that death threat? What's that? So someone says, let's say example, you run for governor of Nevada. How do you plan on getting over 470,000 votes? Bro, what are you talking about? In Nevada? I don't know. How many votes did Joseph Lombardo get in the governor race? Was it 400,000? How many votes did Joseph Lombardo get to win the governorship in Nevada? Well, and also just so you know, I've done the research on Nevada. Nevada has 2 geographical locations. One is Vegas, Henderson, North Las Vegas, and the other geographical location is Reno. Nevada right now has a current ex-cop as the governor. So, you know, I haven't even began the campaign yet where I actually go from door to door to door to door to door, because the thing is so look, for the people who are on my team, one of us peons has got to get to executive power. One of us peons, because we are peons to them, to Trump, to Biden, to Reagan, to Bush, to Obama. You and I are literal cannon fodder. If they're like, well, we can let the cannon off, but it's going to kill 1,000 Americans, all of them are like, go ahead, just let the cannon off. We are peons. One of us commoners who's been abused by cops, who has intelligence, we have to get to the governor's mansion. Because if we do, we can change the world. It only takes one state to set a new trend, and the other states, the people in the other states will say, I want that. And it starts with transparency. It starts with actually outfitting cops, peace officers, in the proper attire. Not G.I. Joe loser. I mean, we constantly see it. G.I. Joe loser. Everywhere you go, G.I. Joe loser. I mean, I was in that cop shop just now getting the summons served, and G.I. Joe loser was standing right there. You know? Yep, you have to play to pay. You have to pay to play, I think is what you meant. I think that's what you meant. Yeah, I know that. And that's why I'm good at raising money. I will continue to raise money. And just so you guys know, the people who come here and donate to lots of people, I will continue to ask people for money for the rest of my life, because I will not take money from huge corporate interests. It'll screw us. Then the peon becomes empowered with corporate dough, and then you're doing the bidding of the corporation, not the bidding of the people that got you there. And so, no, I can't take money from anybody. Alan Hub, what's going on? Jeff Hates Pigs. Bro, I haven't seen you in so long, Jeff Hates Pigs. I don't know where you've been, buddy. Support from Tucson. Listen, I thought about coming to Arizona and running as well. I've got a few states in my head, and you know, the main state I have in my head is still California. Because you win the governorship in California, you literally can change the world. You win California governorship, you can do wow, what you can do. The problem with California, just so you guys know, if I'm just gonna be completely honest, California should be 4 states. California should have 8 senators. It should be split in the middle with two states in the north and 2 states down in the south. And it should be kind of sectioned funny. I saw a map of someone who drew the 4 states of California one time, and I thought, man, that is so spot on, because every different part of California has different needs. And so you end up with people who are the governor that will favor San Francisco or favor LA or favor Orange County. And so the people on the right, they can't get a Republican in office, so they don't have any representation. And so, you know, I just couldn't run as a Republican. I couldn't do it. And Kentucky, boy, man, Kentucky is one of the worst police states. Louisville, Kentucky, man, I mean, that place is so corrupt. I mean, Louisville, Kentucky. Yo, I'm from Alaska. What's up, man? Good to see you, Jason. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. Yes, I'm going to be teaching. You guys don't understand how long it's taken to get set up. You have no... And just so you guys know, I have poured, and you can ask DLZ Clips, I have poured every dime I have into creating Constitutional Law Scholar. Because I have a course I'm going to teach, because the history books in our country are dog poo, and the people who do homeschooling, they don't really have a way to teach their kids the real history. Not some whitewashed version of the Sisters of the Confederacy history. There's a real history here, and I'm pretty freaking conservative, so I'm not writing BS here. What was that guy's name? William Archibald Dunnan. I haven't said that name since TikTok. In 2021, I went on TikTok and I taught about a guy named William Archibald Dunnan, D-U-N-N-I-N. And William Archibald Dunnan, he was the man who wrote the history books with the Sisters of the Confederacy right after the war was won by the North. So it's if you research William Archibald Dunnan, you are going to see that guy was just horrific. You guys notice I always have my trifold. I always have it. I always have a trifold. Always. I always have this on me. Do you know that? Mostly so I can give it to other people, but because I don't want to get caught without having the literature in my pocket. What if I have to show the cop the actual Supreme Court case, or the most on point state Supreme Court case, or even a federal district case? Oh, by the way, I think I remember when I was trying to get to sleep, I remember thinking Bradley versus United States 2002. I think that's a district court case out of Oregon. So it's not even a Supreme Court case. It's a district case out of Oregon, which I can't remember the district. I have had very little sleep in the last 2 days, so I'm starting to starting to fade a little bit. But I didn't want to go to the cop shop without having the support of the spear. You know, I didn't want to go here and get caught flat-footed. You know, conservative Democrat is an oxymoron. Well, I mean, I'm pretty liberal too, but you wouldn't be able to say that I'm some wacky liberal, or I'm some, you know, far right, you know, red-pilled neo-Nazi. You know, I'm just not. I'm not. But you know, I'm you know, I just kind of straddle the line. It is what it is. I don't want to think about it too much. You know what I mean? And by the way, for for the people who are like, well, what are you? Are you this? Are you that? Are you this? Are you that? There have been studies done that show that the human being has such a need to be able to categorize everybody into their little categories that if you can't categorize me, it might make you go, no, I don't know. I can't. I don't even know what he is. Well, that's good. That's good. But there's studies done on this that show that people have such an inherent need to be able to categorize you. Chuck Bronson in the hizzy. Yeah, I'm not a Republican and I'm not a Democrat, that's for sure. I wouldn't call myself a conservative all the way because I'm for the Plan B pill before there's any conception. And then I'm also think that all gun laws are built on racism, and I know that they are for a fact. Every single gun law we have, is based on race. So, and then I think that if some of these southern states that ruined and decimated the communities, the black communities in their states, if they did a reparation process, you would get rid of, because we all know the statistics, blacks commit half of the crimes. Well, blacks also have the least education and own the least. And in a country of haves and have-nots, you're going to have people who have not that are going to want to rob the people who have. And that's what's happening. We've cut the black folks out of any economic prosperity. And then, the culture hasn't really helped. The gangster culture and America overall, just so you guys know, if you don't want the truth, don't come here. America doesn't have a gun problem. The biggest gun problem is in the black community. That's hard to say. I'm sorry, but it's true. When you talk about the biggest problem we have with guns, it's gangsters having guns in the black community. That's literally the biggest problem we have with guns. Yeah, there's mass killings and there's psychopaths who take too much Adderall and go off, kill a bunch of people. But the truth is that the number one problem with guns is what's happened in the black community with guns. That's a fact. Look it up. Look it up. I didn't go on TikTok to warn young black men about Terry versus Ohio because I don't like them. I went to TikTok to teach young black men about Terry versus Ohio because that's what's decimated the black community is Terry versus Ohio. I don't help Floyd Wallace because I help Floyd Wallace because he's a freedom fighter. Don't tell anybody that I help a black guy, because then that might ruin my racist reputation. Oh man, that is funny. That is funny. It's Alan, it's not just Chicago, it's overall. And I challenge anybody right now to look up where the most deaths from gun come. They come from the black community. Oh, bro, you know what? I'm more than willing to unblock you after the live is over. But you're interrupting me, bro. You're interrupting my flow. Go open your own room. Call it the I don't know, whatever. So, yeah. I'm just reading some of these things here. Yeah, I just wanted you guys to come with me on this trip to the cop shop in case they snatched me up. I never do know what's going to happen. I never do know. And, someone said something to me earlier in the comment section, I just so you guys know, I will win and lose and win lawsuits. It's going to happen. You're not going to win them all. And when you first start suing people, you're not going to win. Anybody ever do any combat sports? You ever do any boxing, grappling, jiu-jitsu, pancration, sambo? Ever done any war ball? You ever play dodgeball? Anybody ever play any kind of sport at all? Cycling? You ever do any cycling? You ever play football? You ever play baseball? Right? You're not going to step on the baseball diamond and start cracking out home runs. It's just not going to happen. It's going to take you a long time to win. I'm not sure if you guys know this or not, but I didn't win in wrestling until my freshman year in high school. But I wrestled from 2nd grade until my freshman year in high school. I won some, I lost some, I won some, I lost some. And then my freshman year, it was like, that guy's pretty good. Like, hardly anybody can beat him. So, you know, I got my butt handed to me in wrestling almost my whole life until I was 14 years old. So, pickleball. I'm hearing a lot about pickleball. Anybody else playing pickleball? I heard pickleball is just roaming. I heard pickleball is just going all around America right now. That pickleball is the game to play. You know, I've heard it's, I just read an article about it this morning. So, anywho, I mean, just look though, just look, you know, if you become a copper, you automatically get these guys who are on your side and they're your best friend. This guy just pulled the other guy's car up. They gave each other a high five. You know, it's just like unbelievable. No, if you're new to my channel, you know, I don't have any degrees. I learned everything online. I started studying in 2002 after the police no-knock raided my home with a SWAT team twice in the same month. And so yeah, I just began to study, and I didn't mean to memorize so many things. I just did after a while. You know, I just learned a lot. And, you know, look, I don't know how we got here. I don't know how we got here. Yeah, I'm going to challenge that law. You know, it would be easier if someone from Indiana, who's an Indiana auditor, went and got himself arrested instead of me going to Indiana and getting myself arrested. But I'm going to challenge that Indiana law by the end of the year if somebody else doesn't challenge it. You know, yeah, I served the summons just now. So they got that. Jackboot Thug Pigs. Does that say Jackboot Thug Pigs? Are you a troll or are you a friend? Jackboot Thug Pigs. Is that a friend or is that a troll? I mean, you guys see the username Jackboot Thug Pigs? I love it. If you're a troll, dude, good job. Good job, Jackboot Thug Pigs. That's hilarious. Oh, ACLU is suing Indiana? Yeah, but so are you guys familiar with something called ripeness? It has to be ripe. And so I imagine they could sue just for the law on its face that it's unconstitutional. I think it would be a lot easier if someone had standing, you know? Thank you, MG. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, if you need education and you don't have my poster or my trifold or my ebook, that's what you should have. I sent off at least 20 or 30 more after I did the videos this morning. So I sent off a bunch of free trifolds and ebooks today. And by the way, if you guys order a hard copy trifold, it takes about 2 weeks before you get it. Jackboot Thug Pigs, Jackboot Thug Pigs, JBTP, JBTP. Yeah, all right. 3:30, I better get the flock out of here. I don't know if I'll be live tonight. I may be asleep because I have been awake for a lot of hours. I tried to get some sleep last night. I could not. You guys can see my eyes. And you guys know I'm not smoking. I can't smoke. I got an open sore in my mouth. I'd like to. Is that Mr. Waldeball? Yeet, 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 yeet. It was whoop, 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 whoop. And then the troll who sent me the email called it yeet, 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 yeet. And yeet, 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 yeet is better than whoop, 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 whoop. Listen, I absolutely love some of you guys in here. I have become so tight with a few of you in here. And I really, you know, Jeff hates pigs. Just the name alone is like in my head. And I love that guy, you know. Thank you for your service. I appreciate it. All right. Listen, if you guys don't have my trifold, go to my website, get my $9 trifold. If you can't afford it, I'll give it to you for free. Just shoot me an email through the inquiry form and I'll send you the trifold. I sit there and click all day. I'm a professional clicker. If you get the indestructible one for $30, I ship it from LA, but totally up to you. But get the trifold, carry it with you everywhere. Never, ever, ever don't have a trifold on you. have a trifold in your pocket. For the love of God, have a trifold in your pocket. No. 613 Trapman asked me if I'm willing to box an officer. I'm done, dude. I trained this last year. I trained with a guy in LA who is 27 or 28 years old. He's a Brazilian jiu-jitsu champion. And I just trained with him this year. And, you know, I was, you know, I'm the toughest guy ever, you know. But through my 20s and 30s, I was, you know, one of the toughest guys in the room when we would train. And now that I'm in my 40s, that jiu-jitsu guy who's 27, he tore me up, dude. He beat the shite out of me in like a minute. A minute. No, I'm a grappler. I'm a grappler. I wouldn't box anybody ever. I mean, I could throw some punches, but no, I'm too old, dude. It's past me. And then also, when I do good in jiu-jitsu or sambo or pancration or wrestling or grappling or whatever we're doing, if I do well that day when we're practicing, I'm really, really hurt. Like, I'm really hurt. I could train for one day grappling, and I have to take at least 2 or 3 days off because my body is so beat up. I just hit the age, man, and it's, believe me, I feel, if I had to fight someone in the street, if I was like, I had no choice, if they didn't back away after I pull my gun out, then, you know, I guess I would have to fight them. But I'm just, to be honest, I'm just too old. I hate saying that, but I'm too old, man. When I trained with that jiu-jitsu guy, he killed me, man. And I used to do that to people. I just killed them, you know, just would destroy them. I used to tell people before I'd beat them up, this is going to take like 30 seconds. Like, and it would take less than 30 seconds because of the technique and the grappling I've done for my whole life. Now at this age, I don't have any quickness at all. I hit an inside switch, boom, where you reach up, grab the wrist, and I can't do it, it's got my hand, but you reach back like this and you reach back and you go between the groin and then you sit out. Dude, my arm was wasted from flicking it back, from just flicking back and grabbing the groin and then rolling around. I got the switch, it was beautiful. My arm was mincemeat. And then I was like, you know what? I did the left side, let me do the right side. Boom, I hit a switch on the right side. And my buddy was like, dude, that you hit that, it was awesome. And then I was like, oh, I know it, but ooh, I know it. The next day, both of my arms were done. Couldn't even pick them up, couldn't drink a soda. That's how I know. Well, I mean, look, listen, I'm in my 40s and I think I'm doing well, but I'm just too old for combat sports now. Sadly, I love fighting. I love it. But now I'm afraid if I get into a fight, I will be injured for a very, very long time, at least months. That's if I don't break my hand or break my kneecap or hurt my neck or my back. It just passed me, man. I would love to wrestle every pig that I meet, but I can't. You know what I mean? I wish I had been doing this in my 30s when I was still just slamming people, but I'm too old now, guys. You know what I mean? And granted, when I came in a couple years ago, I was still really physically active and stuff. The past couple years, Father Time has just taken me. And so now it's better for you guys, though, if I just teach what I know about the law and what I know about the system. It's better if I just spend my time just teaching. You know what I mean? You know, you don't have to accept the invitation to every fight that's offered. And remember, a lot of these people can't touch me. They can't match my brains. They can't match my charisma. They can't match my team. And so what they have to do is try to get me in an arena, like on the mat, where at least they can interact with me and be on the level. Whereas when they enter into my world with mentality or with power, they can't, because I'm more powerful than them, I know more than them, and I have more charisma than them. And so in that world, I am the dominant alpha. Whereas if I step on the mat with some 30-year-old kid, who was just a good high school wrestler, I may not be able to hang with him because he's almost 20 years younger than me, you know? And so I gotta, you know, I get mad still, but I have calmed down this year. I have learned that my physical prowess, while I still have it, I could still fight somebody one time to live in the street, but I don't love how much pain I'm in after I grapple. I hate it. I hate it. I got a great buddy who I got into jiu-jitsu over the past 15 years, and he always wants to grapple me, and I just can't. I can't do it every day. I can't do it. Did everybody hit the like button? Did you guys all hit the thumbs up button? Just take your finger and just hit that thumbs up button. It's right down there. Just hit that like button real quick. Just everybody hit that like button. There's like 250 people in here. Just everybody hit the, and I got a super chat for $1.99. God bless you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. 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 Are you kidding me, dude? That's awesome. That is so awesome. Yeah, I'm tired. Can you tell, Chuck? I haven't slept in over 30 some odd hours, so I'm exhausted. Yeah, I'm not going to be live tonight. I know it. I know it. I know it. You listen, I don't mind if you say I'm old. I don't consider it an insult. What the insults have been against me? I'm short, I'm poor, I'm old. What else? True, true, true. Those are all true. Chevy! Chevy! They're all true, Chevy. They're all true. Just not hitting. Oh, I see. I don't know what you mean. Oh, and love you too, man. Thanks. All right, listen, I'm not going to be live tonight. Maybe I will. I don't think so. I'll put something out at 7 p.m. tonight if I don't go live, but I'm going to need some sleep here pretty soon. I'm going to need some sleep. Conk, love one another. Love one another. Shaniqua, love one another. Chevy Chev, Chevy Chev, Chevy Chev, we don't stop. Chuck, we don't stop. I believe in you, brother. I believe in all of you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming. I don't have the same power without you. You don't have the same power without me. I need you. I need your help. I'll always need your help. That'll never stop. I will always need you. So, all right. Thank you guys for coming. I super appreciate it. And I will see you guys on the next one. JBTP, Jack Boot Thug Pig. Later, Gators. Mikey, later, Gators.